Hello, gentle viewers. This is Guardian, welcoming you back to Out of the Park Baseball 26. And before I continue the video, I hope you all had a lovely Christmas, if that's the holiday that you choose to celebrate, or Hanukkah, or whatever gives you and your family joy. I hope you have a fantastic closeout to your 2025 and that your 2026 is even better. So I wanted to get that out of the way first. Now let's talk about baseball. Our last episode ended in bitter disappointment, where despite having one of our best teams, we could not get the job done against Boston, embarrassing ourselves in 3 consecutive games. That's the bad news. The good news is we actually had a fantastic season. 99 wins is pretty damn good, and that's despite some players not performing at their very best. But this is the season we say goodbye to Danny Rios. Um, the time was coming. We had to pick between Barry or Rios, and we picked Barry, which is still the correct choice in my opinion. It's still the correct choice. But we're gonna have to make some changes to this team for us to be successful in the future. Speaking of the future, I think we reached a point where we've done a lot of good with the White Sox. We've had 20 seasons now. If you take a look at those 20 seasons here for a minute, we got 2 World Series to show for it. And this despite having, a couple of pretty bad seasons in the beginning, but we were able to make several postseason appearances, 2 World Championships. I feel pretty good about what we've accomplished. That is to say, I think we've probably reached about the point where we start thinking about our next challenge. We've also played 20 seasons in the game, and I find that people start to tune out a little bit, so that's kind of how I'm feeling. So what's going to happen is one of 2 things. The first is that the game will announce that they're going to do expansion. If they announce that they're going to do expansion, we're going to take over a new team in this save. If not, probably let's see how this next full season goes. If that season is really good, like if we win another World Series, then I think there's a really good chance we just start over with a different team. I don't know what team's going to be yet. I welcome your thoughts in the comments. I'm going to give it some thought, but that's kind of how I'm feeling with this one. Curiously, the Rockies is the one that I was getting ready to end, but I'm actually enjoying that one a fair bit, and I think you are too. A quick comment, if you will. Inside World 422 says you think that Mr. Carlos Geronimo here should be a second baseman or a third baseman. Let's take a look. So here's the thing. I think he's a perfectly acceptable shortstop. Completely and utterly acceptable as a shortstop. I acknowledge that we probably could be a little bit better. I think Alex Madrid is a better shortstop than he is, as an example. But I think Carlos Geronimo is just fine in the role, and I don't feel any overwhelming urge to kick him out of this spot. I think he's a perfectly fine shortstop. Good range, decent air, good arm, okay at turning double plays. I think he's fine as he is. It is possibly move him over to third because, let's say, Jose Morero did not set the world on fire in his rookie season. It may be back to the drawing board from. I'm getting big Alex Rodarte vibes from him, by the way. Someday I'll hit for power, although he has hit for power in the minors, so it's not like he's completely off base. We may want to be very careful with his development. Very careful indeed. He, I think, would be a slightly better second baseman if not for his arm. But, yeah. So let's begin the episode, first of all, by hiring coaches up. It looks like we need a new assistant GM. I care more than anything about keeping our vibes going here. So I really want to walk away with someone who's personable. That is almost my only consideration here. I don't want to fuck stuff up here. So let me sort by general manager. These are all budget preferences, I see. Okay. So you focus on player loyalty, I guess, and then let me filter by coach personality. Quit it. choose? His coach tendencies, personality is personable. Let's get Arturo Michelina here. I think he seems like a fine choice. Oh, you don't like other personable people. I see. Okay, then we're not going to do that. What about you, Mr. Flores here? You don't like controlling? That's fine. This is purely about fit with the team. This has nothing to do at all with what he actually does. Assistant GMs just don't matter that much. They truly don't matter that much in the grand scheme of things in this game. We also need a new manager for Double A. I'd like to promote a high A manager if I could. Let's just promote Kyle McPherson and not overthink it. He's had a pretty great career in A-ball. I think he can manage our Double A team just fine. And now one of our 2 rookie leagues gets to be promoted here. I like Jesus a lot. He's been a fantastic manager. Let's promote him and let him be the new Winston-Salem manager, and then we'll find ourselves a new manager here. I would like someone who wants to be a manager. I want to clear this filter. I would like coach ratings, and I would very much like mechanics. You are pretty much the perfect manager, Robert Garcia. I would like you to join my club. Alright, that's all sorted. Now let's talk about player movement. We have quite a bit of money available. I'd like to leverage this into something really useful. Not just dumping as much money as I can to keep, say, Danny Rios, but for other things. Are you willing to give me... You're not willing to give me any kind of discount? That's not surprising. Brody Duprose? No, you want to be a thing? Okay, fine. Can give you a minor league deal. Why not? Alright. Nick Ambrosio is still pretty good. I know his last season wasn't phenomenal, but it's really his first proper season as a starting pitcher. I think it's worthwhile to give him his $5 million to run it back and see what he can accomplish with a bit more experience. Eduardo Rios hasn't really done much to show that he deserves to be here, but he's a good enough pitcher with enough skill that I think giving him another year is completely reasonable. He's a bit expensive. I'm not going to say he's not a bit expensive, but I think he's worth it. And I think it's fun to give him his $4 million. Adam Wiley needs to probably get a long-term deal. His injuries last year aside, he's been a pretty durable and high-quality starting pitcher now for the past few seasons, and I want to keep it going. I'd love for him to stick around for another, 4 seasons, I think. So we look at 5 seasons. What if we just did this? Okay. Oh, this is new, actually. So you want $15 million a year? That's pretty high. If we're doing $15 million a year, I very much need a buyout. This, I think, is the correct choice. If he's willing to do it, I'm willing to do it. We get a little bit of a we get a little bit of a cut on his arbitration this year, with enough cost certainty that I think we're pretty solid there. Chance Livingston has been a very good reliever for a few seasons now. I wouldn't mind giving him a 5-year deal. You want $72 million over 5 years, which looks like... hell no. No, you'll get your 1-year deal and you'll like it. Paying a closer $21 million gives me very deep concerns. very, very deep concerns, so let's not rush into that one. Because he's only rated a 42, he's basically been a replacement level pitcher. I don't think keeping Kevin Meredith is very smart. I think we can let him go. Eric Rosenberg has some value, but I don't think it's enough. I think he's given a pretty long audition. I couldn't think of the word. And I think he proved he's not worthy of it. I think he's proven to be another one in this revolving door of outfielders that we've had. I will officially proclaim you a former Sock, and I'm going to non-tender you. Like, 2.6 million is too much money for you. Brian Bittner, I think I just need to let you go. Not in the sense of release you or trade you or anything. I need to just let you play. I still think there's a pretty good outfielder in here, even if your arm strength kind of sucks. And so I think keeping you around for another season is pretty useful. It's pretty worthwhile. So what are we digging at here in the minors? Who are our top players at which positions here? I wanted to make room for a starter, which you're going to do by letting Alex Garcia walk. That means Jeff Allen probably is going to get a hard look in spring training. We're going to cycle out Kevin Meredith for a better reliever. That gives us some options there. Edwin Peralta is really good. Really, really good. We're going to make some adjustments to the 40-man, but we're going to wait until free agency starts. And then we'll decide who gets to stay here. So I've got like 4 young outfielders, all of whom want opportunity, which is an even better reason not to keep him around. Plus we got some good outfielders already, although Danny Rios, I'm assuming, will leave. So we have some really incredible young talent, really, really good young players. It's just a question of giving the ones that need them the opportunities here. Marco Ramirez. I feel like with Marco Ramirez, my problem with him is that he's not actually a shortstop. He's a good second baseman and a very good first baseman. My problem is I have so many good infielders, I'm drowning in them, that I don't really think keeping Ramirez is all that valuable. On the flip side, though, he could replace Herb Berry. If we decide Herb Berry is too much, we don't want to keep him, that's a possibility, right? Like, that is one solution to the problem. I think right now we go and add Peralta to the 40-man. I don't want him there to even be a chance. Can you just release Kevin Meredith now? I don't want to remove him. I want to release him. Yep, I'm going to release Kevin Meredith now because nobody cares. I'm going to say goodbye to Alex Garcia. Oh, did I make you a former Sock? There you go. Don't tell me the fans loved Alex Garcia. I'm going to be bummed out if that's the case. No, they're just slightly miffed. That doesn't bother me. You can be slightly miffed if you want. You're entitled. Let's make you a former Sock, though. Alright, I now have 2 more spots on the 40-man. Alex Alvarado, I think, is somebody that definitely gets added to the 40-man 100%. And then I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure who my other person here is. Jonathan Miranda's nothing special. Villarreal I like a little bit more because he does have a very well-rounded skill set. He's also a prankster, which is fun. I feel like I've got too many outfielders and not enough jobs. Which I guess is a reasonably good problem to have. Let me keep Villarreal, And then we can worry about who else, what other spots we want to try to open up here. Let me go ahead and waive both of you, actually. I don't think either one of you are in my future plans. Then I can also add on Jones and Miranda I don't particularly care about. Let me try to trade Miranda, actually. My problem with him is he's just average. OSA thinks he's like a mega left fielder. I don't believe it. I think we're going to try to quickly trade Jonathan Miranda while he's still got some trade value for me. Give me a prospect, please, and thank you. Here we go. Any blues? Can I get greedy? Can I get a blue? No, I can't get a blue. What if I ask for a package? If I can get 2 greens, I'd be very excited. I'd also take a green and 2 yellows, if it's the right 2 yellows. Ooh, Gustavo Ortega. Interesting. I don't think he's for me, though. 3 yellows, I don't think does it for me. Hang on. Okay, David Ochoa. He's an outfielder, but a decent one. I'm okay with Ochoa. Magnuson's a really good all-around defender who can handle himself with a bat. And Manny Mercado is fine. He's not great, but he's acceptable. This, I think, is a pretty good deal. I think we take this move. Unless there's an even better deal, and I don't think there is, so we're going to complete that trade. Done. Jonathan Miranda may well end up being the best player in this trade, but he's just so average that I don't mind trading him to make room for players that might be even better. I guess Pete Magnuson, if I don't put him on the 40-man, we're going to lose him. Yeah, that's fine. Dan Hatcher can depart. Dante Monaco's not bad, but I don't think he's that exciting. Murguia, I'm not that worried about. I wish you could catch Espinosa. That's what hurts you in my eyes, but... Alright, now we'll do player development. Now that we've made some initial roster decisions here, let's get some players working here. Jose Marrero. So something that I am talking with people on Reddit. I guess people are a little bit more aggressive about their training than I am. Jose Marrero desperately needs to start hitting for contact. 198 average is not going to get it done. So we're going to focus on quality of contact. Alternatively, we could have him work on strikeouts, but he honestly doesn't strike out as much as you'd think. Let's have him work on his contact. I think that's the correct approach here. I guess something that a lot of people do. They get a lot more aggressive than I usually do, so we'll give it a try here. Tanner Lee, though, how did you pitch last year? You barely pitched in the majors at all. Noted. I think getting your control up is going to help a lot. Everyone else here can just kind of hang out. I can't improve Matan's control, can I? I can a little bit. With him, a little will go a long way, I think. So we're going to focus on that. Let's look at prospects now. I really want to come up with something meaningful for Edwin What's-His-Face to do. Where'd he go? What is his name, anyway? Who's that guy that I just added? Edwin Peralta. I knew his name was Edwin. I can remember his last name. I feel like power is super important for you. I feel like the difference between you being a good player and a great player is your ability to drive the ball. Yeah. Let's get you working on your power. To generating bat speed. Alejandro Hernandez needs to work on his... I mean, play discipline is actually a fair choice for him. I keep falling back into old habits. I would apologize, but I'm not actually sorry. Mr. Cheadle, let's have you work on that gap power. I think that's going to be a big piece of whether you're going to be successful or not. David Coates, I would really like you to be a fantastic catcher. Actually, I'd be working on your defense this offseason. Because I think that's going to be a big piece to whether you're able to make the posts or make the main roster in the near future here. And then Maverick and Yurkovsky here. You're going to be fine defensively. You're going to figure that out on your own. Let's have you start building your offensive value with some defense. Or with some plate discipline. There we go. See, guys, I got more risky. We'll see if it pays off. Alright, let's advance some time. Jaden Charleston is going to release you. I do regret that he had to depart, but I'm grateful for what he's done. Oh, wow. People are being claimed left, right, and center. I mean, these are okay guys, but I don't know why you're getting so excited about them. Maybe it's because your minor league systems all suck. Dane Hatcher probably got done dirty by me. I think of all the players that we are saying goodbye to, I feel like there's an actual good player in here that just never got an opportunity here. So I can make Ray Hughes a former Sock. And Mr. Taniguchi a former Sock. What do I want in free agency? It's a hard question to answer. Because okay, it's actually not a hard question to answer. I need outfielders. I need a really, really good outfielder. That would be pretty dope. Or I need to just let Brian Bittner actually play and not overthink everything. Francisco Flores took the deal because, of course, he did. Who wouldn't want to work for the Chicago White Sox? Robert Garcia's like, hey, bitch, I want more money. Fine. You can have a taste. Oh, the fans are pretty jazzed about Adam Wiley and about Eduardo Reyes. Nice. Cool. I will need a new DH. I will need a truly excellent hitter, regardless of position, assuming Rios doesn't take the one-year qualifying offer. Which I am pretty sure he will. Or he won't, rather. We got 2 gold gloves for Andrew Picar and Edwin Hernandez. Nice. I think you're overpaid. I know you're overpaid, but you have been a pretty big contributor to our success, so I don't begrudge you that. I don't begrudge you that even a tiny bit. Jose Garcon won reliever of the year. Amazing. He had a pretty great season. So there's no question about that one. I've got him for 2 more years, which I probably should have paid more attention to when I picked him up in a Rule 5 draft, but hey, the people love him, so that's fine. I don't think we ever got that manager, did we? No, we didn't. He went somewhere else. How rude. Algany Mateo, welcome to the White Sox. Are you shitting me? I'm fighting for you, You're not even that good a manager, bro. I got Skipper of the Year. That's pretty exciting. Does Rios take the qualifying offer? Is the question. Does he take the 1-year contract or does he test free agency? I wouldn't be utterly devastated if he took the 1-year deal, but I think he's much more likely to just decline. Oh, the Diamondbacks want to give me a medium tier center fielder. No thanks. Who's my everyday center fielder right now? Oh, it's Vasquez, isn't it? Yeah. Plus Josh Cox isn't too bad. Cool. Coates is frustrated. I believe in you. You can do it. Use the power of positivity and nothing can stop you. Danny Rios did decline the offer. I'm not surprised. I think he well recognizes his value and knows that he's probably going to be one of the top free agents in the thing here. Oh, interesting. That is significantly less money than I anticipated. All right. I'm going to put a pin in that. I want to see how much it costs to keep Herb Berry. You basically just want 4 more years at your current salary. What if we made it 3 and I got 2 team options? How does that work for you? No, he wants that 4th year. Then I need a team option in year 3. I see. Four guaranteed years just seems kind of dumb. But he's also a really, really good player. And I don't know that I can afford to tell him no. I think he's too important to the club, even though I think this is going to age very poorly. How about just 3 years and you get the player option in year 3? Okay. Yeah, you want that 4th year. Fine. So now that I know how much he's going to cost, I could keep Danny Rios now. If he's willing to take a hometown discount, I think that would be a really great deal for us. All right, Danny, here's my offer to you. 4-year deal, team option, vesting option. No, he really wants that 5th year. Can I get a team option? No. This is a very substantial pay cut. And I think he'll probably earn the deal. This is very difficult for me to agree to, though. I love Danny Rios a lot. A lot. And I think he's a very good player. What I don't think is that he's worth me giving up any level of what's wrong with it? I don't think it's worth committing to him for that much money. No matter how great he is, I just don't think it's a smart investment. What do you work with, Pablo Arvizo? You're not bad, actually. You're not bad at all. Cesar Hernandez doesn't interest me. This is kind of what I was afraid might happen. The thing is, if I get into any kind of bidding war, this becomes deeply concerning to me. What about two vesting options? I need a way to get out of this contract if it becomes bad. No, you want 4 guaranteed years. But you are slightly reducing your salary demands. What if I carved off a couple million off of each year at the end here? Yeah, I'm alright with this. I am committing a substantial sum of money here. I don't think that's lost on me. However, I think he is a very high quality player. I think he fits with the team as it is. And I think he's actually asking for a pay cut. And all these things combined, plus the fact I can easily manipulate the end of his contract if I need to, means I think I feel pretty good about keeping Danny Rios now. Um, yeah. All right. Cifuentes could have been kind of nice, but I think this is the correct path. Now, I cannot afford to get into a bidding war for him. I cannot afford that much. So let's see what happens here in a few days. No, the question is whether somebody wants Danny Rios bad enough to both pay me a draft pick and pay him more than I'm paying. And the answer is probably not. Probably not? Question mark? Fernando Cruz seems like a good dude. I'm gonna vote for Ito again. I'm gonna vote for Fabian Lopez. I'm gonna vote for Adrian Santana. I'm gonna vote for James Wood in the singular. Julio Rodriguez, I think, probably deserves it. Logan Webb definitely does, although I don't think it's going to matter. Hey, it's Ming Zhou. Remember we had him in the Rocky series, I think. I think it's the same guy. UL Roque, okay, fine. Jefferson Caro, sure. Poor Raisel Iglesias, he briefly pitched for me. Juan Flores, Kendall George. I'm voting for people because they've already got decent totals, not because I genuinely believe that they belong. But there's just not that many good choices here, you know? Submit Bailout. Alright, he did not get any better at catching. That's a bummer, but it means I do have another player development slot now. Adrian Grant, you're pretty much only ever going to be a DH, so I think it is of crucial importance that you really crank up that, who the hell are you? Oh, yeah. Yeah, crank up that power, my dude. I want you to... Why can I not send you... Oh, because you're already training, aren't you? I'm smart. No, I'm not. Yeah, you're right there. Arredondo, work on your control, please. That's going to be useful for us. Trade proposal. You'll give me Cody Clifford. Nope. I'm just not that interested in him. I don't think he really brings much to the table, I don't think. So Herb Berry took his extension. The fans are super jazzed, as am I. That was a lot of money. I'm not going to say it wasn't a lot of money, but I think it was worth it. When you've got a franchise cornerstone, you have to keep him, and I think he's a good enough player that we're not going to regret the investment. I don't think so. I don't think. Alright. Now the question is, did Danny Rios sign? That's our big question. If he doesn't sign, then we're going to have to make a difficult decision. We're going to find a new way to get into DH. Because here's the thing, I cannot get into a bidding war. We got him. We got him, ladies and gentlemen. Amigos, pals, friendos. He is returned. He's already lost some power. Oh, we're on OSA. There you go. That makes sense now. Now we're correct. All right. Very pleased that we managed to bring back Rios at a reasonable enough price that I can now still afford to invest heavily in player development, which I think is the most important thing to do this season. Just leaving with left. I have about $10 million. That's enough. I'm not going to spend any more money. We're just gonna ride into the Rule 5. I feel pretty good about that. Getting Rios back is not something I genuinely entertained. And let me be clear, this is not a signing without risk. Both him and the Barry signing could blow up in our faces. They're both past 30, so, you know. Henry Reyes is not bad, but not good either. I don't think so. I appreciate the offer. We could run Geronimo in Madrid. We could just let Marrero either ride the bench or go back to AAA, work on his skills a bit more. I think that could be pretty tasty. Marrero's doing an amazing job, so maybe he's really trying here, which is great. Which is amazing. Anybody that I feel... I have 4 spots on the 40-man. I think Glenn Edmonds is definitely somebody that I want to hang on to. And I genuinely think none of these other guys are going to get taken. If they do get taken, I don't think that I care very much. Espinosa I maybe care about a little bit, but the fact that he can't actually catch gives me a lot of concerns with him. A lot of concerns. I don't think it's a very smart idea for me to invest time and energy in trying to keep him. I lost somebody. I lost Espinosa. Well, good luck. Take luck. What do I want? What would make me the happiest of them all? I don't care about this. All players. I think a really nice reliever could be pretty tasty. Jose Crespo, huh? I think Jose Crespo could turn out okay. I think that's a very reasonable possibility. Let's try it. Let's grab Jose Crespo. Because there's going to be starting pitching competition this year, 100%. So I'm not terribly concerned about overcommitting there. Ron Stewart? Nope. A junk balling lefty doesn't strike me as a great reliever, although I do like his personality. Are we actually hurting for that right now? Or do we have enough leadership? Alex Madrid is now essential to keep on the roster, which is kind of funny. A lot of people are kind of grumpy, so there is some value in adding someone just because they're a captain, like a Ron Stewart. Yeah, I think it's fair to try it out. And then I think that's probably it. I don't think there's anybody else that I want. I wish Alex Madrid knew a position other than shortstop. But... Steven Adamo is not interesting to me. I'm sorry. I don't want him. I think in spring training, I'm going to have Geronimo play third base. We're going to try that out. Or actually, do we move Herberry to third base? Maybe giving him a less stressful position will make him perform better. That's to give me Salvador Ortega. No thanks. Mike Johnson made the Hall of Fame. That's cool for him, I guess. Ito's not going to make it. I didn't expect that he would. It would be kind of fun if he did, but... Alright, Herb Berry. How's her defense looking these days here? Her defense looks incredible. But you, I think, would be an even better third baseman than a shortstop. I genuinely think you would be a better third baseman than a shortstop. So I could push you to third, and then I can play Madrid at shortstop. And then Marrero can cook. Oh, Barry's my second baseman right now. That equally works for me. Then I can have Geronimo play second, or I can even have Marrero play second. Yeah. I think I like this strategy. I think I like having Barry play third. Like, he has historically been a pretty good defender at second base. But I think he'd be even better at third. Potentially. Maybe we don't fuck up. Maybe we don't fuck with Herb Berry. Maybe we just let him do what he wants. Maybe I'm overanalyzing everything. It is a thing that I'm want to do quite frequently. How come I can have someone that hits 56 home runs? That's wild. Alright. Jay Horner signed with Tampa Bay for $4.6 million. That could have been a nice addition. John Crank. Damn, you took a pay cut, my dude. Hey, look at this. You're making $30 million a year because the Phillies were fucking drunk. That's funny. Good for you, though. Very good for you. Bullpen-wise, I feel pretty good. I feel like we could probably add a reliever or two, so I will at least consider a free agent reliever. But I'm not going to consider it super hard. Can we do this, please? Thank you. Let's check the free agent market just for fun. See if someone I can grab on a one-year deal. All Peachors. I get Ruben Blanco for free. That's fun. Oh, you want a $1.7 million bonus if you get promoted? That's fine. Maybe I just save my money so I can make sure to sign my my minor leaguer, my international free agent, I should say. Lionel Sanguinetti is pretty great. How about I offer you my max of my 5.85 million? I think you're a great talent, so I would like to give you a chance. I think he's already signed. Oh no, you're gonna get more money from the Diamondbacks. Yeah, I can't compete with that. I can't offer you more than the maximum, so that's a bummer, but it's fine. Let's go for Giovanni here. The Vanilla Missile. What a name. What an incredible name. 5850. See what that does for you. Ooh, you're getting better at control. Nice. I think he signed. It would have given me a warning if he didn't. I'm pretty happy with this off season here. I know we haven't really changed a lot, but we did secure our future, which is pretty tasty. Livingston got better. Stewart got worse. Gonzalez got better. You're gonna make me a very expensive guy one of these days, but I'm kind of into it because you're a really good pitcher. Bond got worse. Ambrosio got worse. Hernandez got a little worse. Barry got a little better. Neat. Willie Ascott is getting worse. If he's getting worse, I see no reason to keep him. And Danny Rios is losing power. Well, shit. I guess that risk always existed. Watch him turn out to be like a terrible hitter, and I just tricked myself again. Like with Maini, but worse. It's happened before. It can definitely happen again. Jeff Allen, I'd love to offer you an invitation to spring training. I think he'd be a fantastic fit. Jimmy Bridges can come up and hang out. Orlando Murguia can do it. Ryan Grammer can join us. Jordan Ponce can join us. Ruben Blanco can join us. That feels good. Like, I don't want to overload it, and I think a lot of my talent isn't ready for the majors yet. I guess you can do Jones and Gore and Flow too, right? Yeah. That's fine. Let's go with this. Pitching, 6-man rotation. Ambrosio, Reyes, and Blanco? Absolutely not. It's either going to be Alvarado or Jeff Allen. And Jeff Allen is a little bit more polished. Let's let Jeff Allen get some starting reps in. See how that works out for us here. Let's go ahead and make our depth chart here. I do not want Danny Rios ever playing in the field. You know what we're going to do? Make this easy so we don't fucking forget. You are only ever going to be a designated hitter. I never want you playing the field. I understand that might cost us in certain other ways, but you are not playing in the field. Marco Ramirez is not playing shortstop. Why the fuck would I ever put someone like Ramirez at shortstop when he's a terrible shortstop? He is bad at that particular job. It should be Geronimo or it should be Madrid, but it definitely should not be Ramirez. So we're gonna swap him out. I don't care if Marco Ramirez is like a better hitter. Like, I genuinely don't care. Let's back to the overview screen, see how we're setting this up right now. This is pretty solid. This is about what I expected here. Letting Edwin Peralta play center field is fine with me. I'd love for him to get some experience here in spring training and see if he can't even win the center field job outright. That could be a pretty big lift to the team. I don't trust Bobby Pena very much, but I don't see the harm in letting him play in spring training. So let's see how this works by the time opening day rolls around here. Morero improved his BABIP substantially. That's wild. It doesn't say that he actually changed it though. It might be we need to wait for it, perhaps. Lee improved his control. Everyone else didn't do anything. Well, that's alright. I want Morero to work out quite badly, but if he doesn't, I think I have lots of internal options, so I don't feel like we've cost ourselves anything by doing as we did. We're spending a lot of money on player development. Money well spent, obviously, but a world in which Peralta proves to be a solid center fielder is a world that makes me quite pretty happy, because then I can move Vasquez. And Vasquez would free a little bit of money off the books, which I think could be quite tasty. I think it would be quite valuable. Ponce got a little better. Murguia got better. Edwin Peralta's getting better every minute. Damn. I did not anticipate that, but I'm here for it. Okay, it says Murr actually lost BABIP, so I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, game. Concerning. If my goal is to win a World Series this season, then Morero should not be my starting third baseman. Vasquez, you are rapidly approaching pipped territory. I'm just saying. You might have already been in that territory anyway, but getting hurt definitely doesn't do you any favors. Poor Jose Crespo. You know what? I'm just going to return you to your own team. That feels mean, but I don't see the point in taking up a roster spot for a player that's injured. That just doesn't seem smart to me. Poor Crespo. Remember when you briefly played for the White Sox? I hope it works out for you, but all right, we have played all the games, so we know who's hurt and who isn't. We had a pretty healthy spring training, which is lovely. Top tier stuff. All right. I have 22 pitchers. 9 pitchers got to go. We want to. No, wait a minute. No, this is the league where we have the 23-man roster, the 27-man rosters, right? Am I correct? Yep. Okay. So I think 13 pitchers for sure. Maybe 14. All right. Blanco to the minors. Bridges to the minors. Edmonds to the minors. Gorenflo to the minors. Harrison to the minors. Ponce to the minors. What am I at now? 16 pitchers. We need 3 more, still gotta go. Alvarado to the minors. I dragged you into AAA. Shut up. I like the... Oh, he's humble. He's not a captain. Then Ron Stewart, return to your team, please. So it comes down between Alcala, Bond, and Gunn. I could just carry 14 pitchers. I don't think I want to do that, though. I think Alcala has to pitch in the majors this year. I think he has a 48 rating. His control isn't the best, but I think he's at least earned an opportunity, right? So then it comes down to Bond or Gunn. Let's compare the two of you. Compare. Bond has better control and is left-handed. That's something we can't overlook. Gunn is a better pitcher. Gunn is a much better... Like, looking at his actual pitches, they're significantly better. So unless I'm desperate for a lefty, I am desperate for a lefty, which means Bond gets to stay and Gunn has to go. Well, that at least answered that question. Alright. Pitching-wise, this means Jeff Allen makes the opening day roster. How do I feel about that? Pretty good, I think. Yeah. Ooh, pardon me. Sorry. I couldn't get to the microphone in time. I'm going to let you be the emergency starter. Long reliever. And I want John Bond 100% to be my lefty killer. He's much more suited to that particular role. You will be the lefty. You're the specialist. Of the four of you, I just don't trust Alcala yet. I think Kloiber is the guy that I want to be used more often. Matan and Garzon pitching where they are makes me pretty happy. I think that's pretty reasonable. Alright, so now we have to get rid of 10 position players. Murguia, the other Ponce, both gone. Magnuson, Miners. Do I keep Marco Ramirez as a high-quality bench bat? Maybe. Grammer, Miners. Villarreal, Miners. Jones, Miners. I have too many good infielders. I have too many very, very good infielders. I think this means that Escott is going to be the odd man out for right now. I'm going to see if anyone wants to trade for him, but if not, I'll just waive him. Because I know he's out of options here. If somebody claims him, they claim him. I can't really do anything about that. I still get rid of 3 more players. I have too many infielders. Because of Chilo, I think it's fine to send Ramirez to the minors. Let's do that. I think Justin Rice is very, very close to... Actually, I'm going to demote Justin Rice. We're going to let the youngsters get more opportunities here. Yeah. That feels good. One outfielder's got to go. I think letting Vasquez play center field, letting Peralta ease into it is perfectly fine. Then again, he's barely played double A. Maybe sending Peralta to the minors is okay. Or do you want to give the 21-year-old a chance to dominate? I feel like he's still so incredibly young that letting Peralta start the year in AAA is probably fine. And then this is our opening day outfield, which is basically last year's outfield, which is not great, but whatever. All right. Cool. Oh, is Jeff Allen already on the 40-man? I'm pretty sure that he is, but if he's not, I have to put him on. Nope, he wasn't. Welcome, congratulations for making the club. You've earned it. Alright, let's get the lineup set up the way that we want it. Okay, this is going to be a little bit controversial, and I apologize for it. It is not enjoyable. Oh, I can't change it because it's... fuck, I can't change this. I was actually going to turn the designated hitter on for the National League, but it's fine. From a gameplay perspective, it's kind of annoying to have to worry about it, but I'm not going to cry about it. Alright, Herb Berry's definitely the leadoff guy. That's easy. Who hits second right now? Because, right, let's talk about positions we know are going to happen here. Hernandez, Rios, in that order. If we're going to try Bobby Pena, I don't want him playing against... Oh, I guess he's exactly the same either way. Damn. I think Chris Hernandez can hit second. I think it's a good spot for him. Third base, shortstop, left field, center field. Okay. Ricardo Vasquez is going to hit 9. That's a given, I think. He's here to steal bases and play great defense. That's why he exists. At least until Peralta's ready. Nakamoto had a pretty good year last year. I'm not saying he didn't, but I am saying he probably doesn't hit very high in the lineup, so we can have him hit 8th. Third base, shortstop, left field. Who's playing left field? Is it Bobby Pena? In 3 seasons, we got a great season and 2 terrible seasons. And I really want Bittner to play. I really want Bittner to actually just be handed a starting job and told, run with it. But maybe we're already past his prime. Maybe it's just not very smart to try him at all. I don't have very many outfield options. I guess I could start Josh Cox as well. Josh Cox would be a pretty good left fielder. Alright, I'm going to start Pena. Then the question becomes, do we play Madrid? Do I play Madrid for the fantastic shortstop defense and have Geronimo play third base? Or does Geronimo play shortstop and Marrero plays third base? I think we're going to do Geronimo Marrero. I think this is the decision that I'm making right now. I'm not married to it. If we run into a situation where we get really good playing from someone else, I think we make the swap, but... Chilo playing every 3 days feels excessive, but I think letting him play every 5 days is fine. I think letting Cox play every 5 days is also fine. I think Harrington playing every 3 days is probably excessive. 5 for him, too. And we're just going to copy this across all the things here. I can't be bothered to mess with platooning because I genuinely don't think it makes a difference for the most part. And then here is where Dini Rios plays left field. And then everyone else moves up. I want Marrero to be great this year. I know I'm putting a ton of pressure on him, but I think that is our path to victory. Is Marrero taking a gigantic step forward? If he doesn't, then we have a problem that we have to solve. And the good news is I have other people I could probably have play third base. I'm not that annoyed by it, but I would be concerned. I am also concerned about Bittner. I feel like what he is fine, but I also feel like he's probably never going to start for me, and maybe that's fine. Maybe just having a really competent center outfielder on your roster is good enough, right? Outfield is still very much an area of weakness. I expect that to change as Edwin Peralta improves. I think Peralta's right there, by the way. I think Peralta is major league caliber. I just don't want to rush him when he's never played in AAA before. I think letting him start the season in AAA, get a couple months of work in, is going to benefit us in the long run. That's kind of what I'm looking at there. Can Marco Ramirez play third? I don't think he can. I don't have anybody in the top 10 anymore. That's boring. I mean, Alvarado's 12th, so I guess I can't complain too much. Intriguing. Escott cleared waivers, as expected he would. Ramirez is probably too good to stay in the minors for too much longer. And if that's the case, then it's probably Ramirez playing second, and we find a new position for him. Ramirez, could you learn third? I bet you could. I would like you to play third base, please. I just want to see if you can figure it out. We're going to see if teaching him third base, which either makes him an even better utility guy or an actual starting caliber athlete. Either way, I think is good. This is mostly last year's roster. Good and bad. I mean, last year won 99 games, so it can't be that terrible that we have basically the same roster. Oh, I need to quickly change this. There's not a sixth pitcher, there's only 5. Isaac Gonzalez, he's mostly rusted, but I don't see any point. And just to give him this opening day assignment, I want him to keep pitching very well. So, yeah. But yeah, this is basically last year's roster. We have made very few changes. And I think that's probably fine. I think it's probably acceptable. I think Nick Ambroso is on the thinnest of leashes. I think if he's going to walk as many people as he did last year, I think we probably move on from him. The bullpen is most the same except for adding Alcala. He's new. Tanner Lee is going to get a full season in the bullpen. John Bond is going to get a full season. So Jeff Allen is new. I have a lot of hope for him to be a great pitcher. So we're gonna let him ease into it. I think if Ambrosio falters, it's probably going to be Allen that gets a spot, and if Rios falters, then we look elsewhere. I do value Ambrosio more than Rios just because Ambrosio has done it more, but Picard is probably overpaid, but it's not that bad. Our team is getting up there, right? Like, our team has lots and lots of 30-year-olds in it. It's a bit problematic. I hope Danny Rios can be the player he always has been for us. Danny Rios that's worth 3 or 4 wins is worth the money we're paying him. Danny Rios that's only worth 2 wins, not as worth it. But I'm hopeful that he's going to keep playing the way that he has played. And keep adding home runs to his tally sheet. Yeah. Has he ever been a 30-30 guy? Yes, his 30-30 guy last year. Or, sorry, the season before last. Last year, actually, he didn't hit enough home runs, which is kind of funny. Oh, well. I think Pena is the person who's the most approved this year. Actually, no, it's Marrero. Marrero was actually replacement level last year. I still believe that he has something to offer this club, but I need to see him thrive. I need to see him have a very, very good season because I can't afford to wait. I can't afford to wait on him when I have players like Marco Ramirez, I have players like Ambrose Chilo, I have players like Alex Madrid that all could use more opportunities. Geronimo shifting over to third base is definitely an option as well. I think he'd take to it. If we're concerned about defense that much, Herb Berry could play third base, and then we could have somebody else play second. Who the hell knows? I've got options to rejuggle the infield. The infield is going to be fine. It's the outfield I'm concerned about. Chris Hernandez continues to perform at a very, very high level, but he has also consistently outplayed his actual ratings. Consistently. And that means there's every possibility that we will reach a point in his career where he can no longer play. I also realize Chris Hernandez still struggles badly against lefties, doesn't he? He still gets his lunch eaten. That is a concern. What if I play Bittner in place of Hernandez against left-handed pitching? What if I did that? How's Bittner against lefties? Is he alright? Yeah, he's slightly better against righties, but he's fine against lefties. Maybe we just let Hernandez play, just move somebody else up. Maybe we can just let Carlos Geronimo hit second. We can try that instead. I do like you a lot. I do think you're a very good hitter, but I want to see you improve at that before I give you an everyday hitting second kind of role. Yeah. I think we're going to be a really good team. I think we're going to be really, really good. I don't know if we're going to win 100 games again or close to it. I think that's probably asking for too much. But I do think we have a very good team, and even better, we have lots of high quality prospects waiting for bigger opportunities, which just gives us even more options if something goes wrong. So, yeah. Yeah. I'm probably playing Chilo a little bit too much, but I guess it's fine. I guess I don't mind that much. I do want Josh Cox to play center field a bit. I want to get him some experience because Ricardo Vasquez is probably not going to be here next year. Maybe he will be. Like, he is an incredible value right now, right? He's an amazing value. For $5 million bucks, we're getting a 3-win player. That does mean that I want to stick with him forever, though. Does not mean that. I can never force myself to start Brian Bittner. And maybe that's a mistake. Maybe I'm hurting the team a little bit, but I think just having him be a very valuable guy off the bench is as useful to me as having him start and not play that well. But Pena is on the thinnest of ice. If Bobby Pena is going to be the kind of guy that I can trust, he needs to be 2043 Bobby Pena. If he comes out and is 2044 Bobby Pena again, I'm going to trade him. And we're going to give another outfielder a chance. Probably Peralta. Patrick Bowen. David Bowen. No, that's not his name at all. Cool. Don't sleep on Ruben Blanco, by the way. There's every possibility that he gets to pitch at some point for us. Because I do need plenty of starters in case people get hurt. So having options there too is good. I'm going to start pulling a Rockies move where I start turning over the older players a bit more. Herb Berry is here to stay, which is fine with me. I think he's got a realistic chance of making the Hall of Fame, which is more than I can say for most White Sox in this series. So, yeah. But, this is a big season. If we win the World Series, like I said, we're going to strongly consider going to a new series, possibly. Although maybe we stick with it a little bit longer. I'm actually having a good time with it. Herb Berry's been so good. My first round draft picks haven't exactly been great if we take a look at our team history here. I've made some sussy choices. Oh man, Alton Davis II never even made it into the major leagues. Josh Gibbs is pretty good though. Josh Gibbs ended up being a pretty good player. So is Hartshorn. Chris Ransford never worked out. Brian Abernethy wasn't too bad. We got some stuff out of him. I think Jaden Charles is probably our first, like, big hit in terms of a starting pitcher. Then we have Tony Garcia, never made the major leagues. Highfield played a little bit in the majors, just not very well. Same for Montiel. Damn. There's Harry Potter, Houston Potter. He never made it. I had 2 first-round picks. Only Kevin Davis actually played. He was fine, but wasn't great. Josh Neal or Jerry Neal. I wonder why it never worked out for you. Freeborn is still kicking around now, so there's a chance that he might turn out alright. Dan Halpern, legitimately pretty solid. He's still having a good career. He's still hanging in there. Good for you, brother. Good for you. Yeah, let's actually look at the other view of the team. This is actually easier to see. Plus, I want to make sure, yep, it did the thing that I thought it would do, which is rude. Let's switch to the acquisition view. I always like taking stock here. So, P-Car was a third-round pick. I'll call 7th round. Bond, 19th round. That feels pretty good. Lee was a 19th round pick as well. 2 19th round picks and a 4th rounder. So no 1st round picks spent here pitching wise. If we look at the Lee Noop, James Harrington, 13th round pick. 2 1st round picks in Herb Berry and Jose Marrero. 9th round pick in Carlos Geronimo. 2nd round pick in Brian Bittner, and then everyone else is trade or free agency. Technically, I get credit for Danny Rios, though, because Danny Rios isn't my free agent. Like, I mean, I guess he's my free agent, but no, I selected him. I got him as a minor league player. Actually, no, this is all Ryan Rayburn, right? He's the one who found him. Because I certainly did not give him any kind of signing bonus, so thank you, Ryan Rayburn. Chris Hernandez is also free. Nice. International free agent, Ambroise Chilo. Chilo out, my dude. They're going to get a chance to play some more this year. Edwin Hernandez. I want Edwin Hernandez to be a little bit better. I know that's selfish of me. I know it's incredibly selfish. But a guy at 65 power should be able to hit 35 to 40 home runs in our ballpark without struggling as much as he does sometimes. But he's a lot of money. He's so much money. But that's a problem for future me to worry about. For now, I think this team is going to be very competitive. I think we built a lot of fan interest. Fans are pretty loyal. Market size is pretty good. I could increase the ticket prices. I think it's not unreasonable to raise ticket prices by $1 do after the year that we had last year. Look at this. We've only had one genuinely bad year, which was the year before last. But yeah, we get 90 plus wins with some regularity. When we acquire a power hitter, I wonder if Danny Rios is going to count. It'd be funny if he did. We've got no free agents coming up, other than Willie Escott. So this could be a season to kind of reboot. Do I keep Andrew P-Car? Is a question I'm going to ask myself over the course of the season. Probably. Garzone, I wish I had released and sent back to his home team. I mean, I know he just won Reliever of the Year. I don't know if he's going to be able to do that again, but I guess we can try it. Livingston's going to get real expensive real fast, and that's something we're going to have to prepare for. There's a very realistic chance we only keep him for one more season. Like, if we talk to him about his contract extension, he's going like $20 million a year, I bet. If you would take this deal, I would be over the moon. Oh. Okay. Well, I tried. Alright, guys. That's going to end today's episode, though. Hopefully you are enjoying. If you are, please remember to like and subscribe. You can comment down below, share what you think is going to happen this season, and how you think we solve the outfield problem. Until next time, my friends, this has been Guardian. Thank you for watching, and again, I hope you had a wonderful holiday and a fantastic upcoming new year. Thank you, and I bid you good day.